You all may be amazed, but under the crystal clear waters, sometimes there are hidden secrets and even death. Around the world, there are sinister lakes that can dissolve matter or are full of jellyfish. Highly unnatural, right? Today I'm going to present to you the top 10 mysterious lakes you better avoid if you have the chance to. Number 10. The Nicaragua Lake. When we say lake, we expect to see some small fishes or a tadpole, but what you're about to see now may shock you completely. The lake in Nicaragua is the largest freshwater pool in Central America, and it is also the home of a large population of sharks. They, on the other hand, bring with each other a great number of other marine species, as you can imagine. I know you're thinking, okay, a fresh water pool filled with sharks? How does that happen? This question has been torturing scientists from all over the world, and they thought initially that maybe some people have put the sharks there intentionally. Even though the pool is nearly 20 kilometers away from the ocean, it doesn't have any connection with it from this side. It turns out that the sharks swim, now listen carefully, 195 kilometers from the other side by the San Juan river path to get to the Nicaragua Lake. It still remains a mystery why they do this and how they have become freshwater based. Number 9. The Asphalt Lake of Trinidad. You may think a lake can be made mostly from water, right? Well, it turns out nature has its surprises. The lake you are currently viewing on the screen is known as the Peach Lake or the Asphalt Lake of Trinidad, and it's one of the most interesting destinations on the whole island. It was formed over a geological fault, and these masses of asphalt come from the deep of our Earth. An interesting fact about the lake is that it can swallow whole things, and they can emerge from it thousands of years later. This was the case with the skeleton of a sloth, which was supposed to have been extinct for over 12,000 years. There is information also about the skeleton of a woman and her dog from over 10,000 years ago. You can calmly walk over the lake. However, if you stay for too long over one specific space, the lake will begin swallowing you. So be careful. Number 8. The Blue Lake in Russia. One of the most mysterious lakes in Russia, which is avoided by locals because of the sinister legends surrounding it, is known as the Blue Lake. Its color is very specific and is caused by the hydrogen sulfide that intervenes any successful breeding of any type of fishes or other creatures there. No matter whether it's summer or winter, the lake keeps a steady temperature of 9 degrees Celsius, because it is mostly filled by underwater caves rather than rivers. It goes as deep as 280 meters, and it wasn't until 2016 that a group of scuba divers managed to reach the bottom. What they found, however, completely surprised everyone. Under the lake, they found probably the most complex cave patterns on the planet, and nobody wanted to explore them in details because it was just too dangerous. The Blue Lake has the potential to become the deepest one on Earth, since every year it becomes deeper due to the erosion of the rocks at the bottom. There have been a number of people who died in that lake during the many years of investigation after it was discovered. Number 7. The Lost Lake in Oregon, United States. Perhaps there is no better name to choose for the next lake, as if you try to find it in the summer, it won't be there. But if you visit it during the winter season, you will be able to appreciate its full glory. In certain part of the year, there is a lake which stretches to 344 decars, and it is almost 3 meters deep. However, during another one, there is a green meadow and no signs of water anywhere. Many of you might think that the water evaporates because of the heat, but the reason why this appears is actually quite different. Scientists discovered a couple of siphons where the water was constantly being poured out into the depths of the earth. These siphons were volcano holes from which lava erupted in the past. During the summertime, the rivers and streamlets dry out, and so the lake cannot maintain its water source and disappears. The whole process takes just a few days, and the lake will magically resurrect once again, only when the raining period starts. Number 6. The News Lake in Cameroon. We have reached maybe one of the most dangerous lakes on the planet in our list. And you're probably asking yourself, well, what can be so scary about it? In 1986, it was responsible for the death of 1,700 people and nearly 3,500 livestock animals. Maybe you have heard of the so-called exploding lakes in Africa. Well, this one is the largest. Now, don't imagine an explosive being detonated by people, but an entirely natural phenomenon. Until the year 1986, Nios was just an ordinary lake. However, in its depths, there was a dangerous secret hidden. During a long period of time, at the bottom of the lake, there was a big accumulation of carbon dioxide, which, because of the pressure, remained in its place. At one point, though, the amount was too much, and a slight earthquake or a landslide unleashed it into an explosion. Imagine shaking a can of soft drink and opening it. It's the same thing, only the proportions are quite larger. And this is how you get an explosion such as this one. The color of the lake turned brown, and the cloud with carbon dioxide was released into the shore, killing everyone and everything alive. Number 5. The Boiling Lake, Dominican Republic. Maybe its name alone has spoiled enough of the information, but yes, this is a lake that constantly boils and maintains a temperature of 92 degrees Celsius. If you go into the lake only for a few minutes, you will be boiled like a massive soup tureen. The vapor can be seen from miles away, and of course, the swimming is strictly forbidden by law because of the extreme temperatures. You might be wondering, how is this possible? Well, at the bottom of the lake there is a volcanic crater that constantly heats up the water with its magma. As a result, the temperature never drops throughout the whole year. Would you guys dare to put one of your fingers in that lake? Tell us in the comments below. Number 4. Lake Pusty, Russia. We're back in Russia to see one of the most lifeless lakes in the world. As we have already seen, there is a large number of lakes around the world which are just unable to support life, either because of chemical reasons or heat. But here the reason seems to be different. The lake is filled with crystal clear water that is even drinkable by humans. It is filled up by several rivers that have fish and other creatures. However, they never enter this lake. The big question is why. No matter how many times the lake has been researched by scientists, they're just unable to find the answer. They even tried to place a large amount of non-pretentious fish in the lake, but these either died or left the lake through the rivers. It's still not clear why the lake is uninhabitable. The locals have their versions of a falling meteorite or other dark legends, but nothing has been proven so far. If you guys happen to know something, you can share it in the comments below. Number 3. The Jellyfish Lake, Palau. Again, we have a water pool inhabited by atypical creatures. In this case, these are jellyfish that have made this lake their kingdom. It is connected to the ocean by a stream of underwater cracks, and in this way the jellyfish have entered the lake thousands of years ago. They have been living in the lake undisturbed for so many years that their population now reaches over 13 million representatives. If you are an enthusiast, you can even swim with them. They stink, but as we have heard, it's just a minor itch. Bear in mind though that if you want to enter the lake, there is a fee of $100. I personally always thought you should stay away from them, but obviously other people think differently. Each morning the jellyfish migrate from the east side and go to the west during the evening, so there is a constant movement. Would you like to swim with them? Personally, I wouldn't do it even if someone pays me for it. Number 2. The Natron Lake, Tanzania. When we talk about strange and mysterious lakes, this one just cannot be skipped. Honestly, this is my favorite one. This is the lake that turns animals to stones and landscapes. No jokes here, as images like this one are not something rare. Despite the red color, the water is not poisonous, so to say. The lake has a very high concentration of sodium carbonate and bicarbonate, which together form a compound called natron. And this is where the lake takes its name. The red color of the lake is due to bacteria that thrives in its hot waters. The compound of the water all together have the ability to mummify the creatures that come into contact with it. Scary, isn't it? If you happen to visit the Natron Lake, what is the first thing that you would like to do? Number 1. The Lake of Death, Italy. We're now moving to Sicilia, where the volcano Etna is located. You might have heard about it. It turns out it is not the only deadly natural phenomenon there. The high concentration of sulfuric acid in the Lake of Death doesn't allow the thriving of any type of life in or around it. Each creature that makes the decision to enter the lake has only a few minutes of life. No matter what the objects are, shortly they all just vanish entirely. A very interesting fact is that historically the lake was constantly used by the Italian mafia for disposing of corpses, which just disappeared with no clues or evidences to find after that. Undoubtedly, this is one of the most dangerous pools on Earth. Very often it is visited by tourists who crave for more extreme adventures. A lot of cool lakes, right? Which one of them made the greatest impression on you and you would like to see in real life? Thank you for watching, and if you enjoyed our video, feel free to share it with your friends and leave a comment below. And of course, don't forget to subscribe and smash the like button. See you soon!